I spent some of my Christmas money. I was quite fortunate that I received a bit of Christmas money, and obviously at Christmas, and I thought I'll spend some of it. So, being me, I had to trawl through eBay and just kind of, put in the odd search as you do. I thought, I just thought I'd just put in Goth Pikes and see what happens. And I was fortunate enough to come across a pair of Goth Pikes. Now, they arrived this morning in a box. I have taken all the sellotape off. They've come all the way from Germany, so that I don't know what that means. So, because obviously they're Goth Pikes, so as far as I know they're made in the UK, but we'll have a look, shall we? So let's open the box. So there we go, in the box, one pair of 4-buckle Goth Pikes and a leaflet that says Goth Pikes. So any of you don't know, it's www.gothpikes.com. It says underground fashion, and they are on Instagram, Facebook, Etsy, Tumblr, and all the rest of it, with all the various styles that they've got. So as someone who used to wear pikes quite a lot back in the day, I have had 3 pairs I've had 4 pairs. I had 1 pair of stiletto shoes which had 3 buckles on them, which were very nice but incredibly uncomfortable. I had 2 leather pairs, one of which I wore till disintegration. They literally fell to bits. And I had another pair that I wore quite a lot, and until I dented all the toes, and they were quite shoddy when they left my hands. And I had a pair of suede ones with skull buckles. So, I've had Goth Pikes and I've always been happy with them, loved them, but for a while you couldn't get them, and I was quite disappointed when you couldn't buy them, because it made me sad, because I enjoyed wearing them. I liked wearing Goth Pikes. I liked wearing Goth Pikes when no one else was wearing Goth Pikes, because they're flat, they're comfortable, you can dance all night in them, they're great. Well, I really loved them. I loved them. So when this opportunity arose that I got some money, I thought I'm going to spend it on a pair of Goth Pikes. I'd recently bought another pair of New Rocks before Christmas, and I love New Rocks, don't get me wrong. New Rocks are brilliant, they're comfy, but they're very heavy to wear, whereas Goth Pikes are not quite so heavy to wear. So I'm just going to get these out and have a look. So these are black, and I'm not sure if they're leather or not. To be honest, it didn't say they were leather, but it looks like they may well be. Let's just kind of unbuckle them and see how we go. They look very narrow. These are a size 7, UK size 7. I'm a UK size 6 normally, but I've bought a UK size 7 because I have to wear an orthotic in my shoe. And because of that, I need an extra bit of space to kind of get my foot in and get zips up and buckles up and things. So yeah, they are definitely a genuine pair of Goth Pikes, because inside is the logo. I'll just undo the buckles. They look incredibly well made. The last pair of pikes that I had were probably not quite so well made as these. The original pikes were really well made. These are actually lined with a kind of pewter kind of leather as well, which is nice to see. Everything is attached really firmly, which is what you want. You don't want them kind of jangling about and falling to bits. So here we go, just undoing the buckles now. This is the problem with pikes, is all the buckles. That's not a problem, it's why we love them. We love all the strappy bits, don't we? So there we go, and the obligatory zip front, and that has a lovely sturdy zip too. So again, you can just see the inside there. All this pewter leather with a Goth Pikes, and they're pewter all the way down. Oh my god, they even come with a comfy bit. They come with a really squishy bit. The toes are got paper in them to kind of keep the point, which is great. now I'm going to have to try them on. So bear with me. I'll get my other boot off. Take my orthotic out. I won't show you my orthotics because they're a bit grotty actually. I need some new ones, so I'm going to have to go to the orthotist and get some more. So it's my orthotic in now, so let's try it on. Oh my god, will they fit? This is the question. I have to say that has to be the comfiest pike I have ever tried on. Now, the zip's a bit stiff. I say that is because the leather on these is incredibly soft. It really is. I'll just show you. There is my foot in a pike, and it's so soft. I've got my orthotic in, I've been able to zip it up and buckle it fine, no problems. Wow, totally love them. I work on the premise that if one fits, the other one will fit, so I've tried it on my smaller foot, which is probably a bit naughty. I should try it on my other foot really, but no, I think we're going to be fine with those. I really do. They don't fit quite so snugly around the ankles as my old ones did, but having said that, I always found that a bit of an issue with them because they tended to rub at the top. These ones I don't think will rub. They're you know, incredibly soft. The seaming on them and everything is just absolutely perfect. There's no, the ones that I had before weren't lined, whereas these are lined, and personally I think that makes all the difference. They're lined, you know, they've got the obligatory fall over slippy sole, which you know they always have, but the heel is actually more kind of rubberized, which is good because that means that you'll only slip so far. But you know, the soles have always been very thin on them, and that's part of the thing with them really. So they have a thin sole, but they are absolutely beautiful. So I'm overwhelmed. I really am overwhelmed at how nice these are. As I said, I bought a size 7 because I'm normally a size 6, but you know, them being very narrow, sometimes it's best to just size up a little bit. So I don't mind. My heel is kind of slipping around a little bit in the back, but do you know what? I can live with that. I really can live with that because the rest of it is just really comfy. I've got a feeling I shall be wearing these for quite a few years to come. They've got that new shoe smell. That's, I don't know whether it's the glue that they use or something, but they're very new. They've obviously never been worn. They, you know, have come from Germany, so whether they've been bought by somebody who they don't quite fit and they've sold them, but I think they were on the Goth Pikes eBay, so maybe, I don't know. But I have to say, I know that they're handmade, so there's, you know, all the stitching is done, is very even. It's obviously all been machine done, but you know, to a high degree. There are, you know, quite some of the other bits are a bit rustic looking where they've been trimmed off, but do you know what? I quite like that. I like that they're not totally even and perfect, you know. I like that. I love the buckles. The buckles are very unusual compared to the ones they used to use buckles on them that jangled a bit. I quite liked that, but you know, I'm happy with these buckles. They're great. They're nice. They're almost like a wedge shaped buckle, but they're actually perfect. Gosh, I never ever thought I would own another pair of Goth Pikes because, as I said, for a number of years you couldn't get them. So I'm just really pleased that I've got a pair now. So much as I'm kind of very against, you know, spending a lot of money on things, these cost me £50, which is a phenomenal bargain. It really is, because they normally cost a bit more than that. As I said, I think the leather, I'm not entirely sure. The ones that I had previously were a coated leather and they were quite stiff. These are quite soft. They could be a pleather. As I said, I can't really tell. But do you know what? I don't think I'm bothered, to be honest. Normally I just kind of if I'm looking to see if something's leather, I see if there's a seam or something I can just separate and I have a look, because leather looks very different to pleather when you see it close up, because pleather will fray because it's seamed, whereas leather won't quite so much. Do you know, I've got a feeling these are real leather as well. So £50 for a pair of real leather Goth Pikes is amazing. The last pair that I bought were in 1997. They were a leather pair, the coated leather pair. I wanted patent ones, but I couldn't get them. So at short notice it was so. And these are a nicer coated leather than the coated leather that I got. They were quite smooth coated leather. A bit like, you know, how you get smooth leather on Doc Martin. They were like that coated leather. And to be honest, they cost me £75 in 1997. So you can imagine that today, that's 20 years ago. God, it's 20 years ago, crikey. 20 years ago when I bought my last pair, they, at £75 was a lot of money. So you would be easily looking at over 100 now for a pair of Goth Pikes. And at that point there was only one company selling them, and it wasn't gothpikes.com, because gothpikes.com didn't exist then. So I can honestly say, so pleased. I'm looking forward to wearing these out and about and taking them out on the road, as it were. But I promise to look after them. Because I've got my new rocks on, I know that my new rocks will last forever. Literally, my new rocks will probably outlive me. I'm kind of hoping that these do the same. So I will be wearing them, but probably not as often as I used to wear them. You know, I used to wear them quite a lot. So, you know, I think I'll wear them for like going out in and stuff. So I'm not going to be wearing them all the time. So I'll probably keep them in the box a lot. And, you know, you may say, oh, it's a shame having a pair of shoes and not wearing them. But when you've got something special, it's worth having them and looking after them. Day to day, I wear whatever boots I've got. I, you know, just wear normal black boots or Doc Martens or something, so that I've got, I like comfort. Sometimes I